that when something happens to one single tree, it affects all the other trees. When one tree is damaged or dies, a message, a signal is sent to the part of the grove via their roots. A message goes through the root system. And you know what happens? The other trees then rush nutrients and water to the damaged area. Isn't that amazing? It's similar to how our immune system works, how our immune cells are sent to tackle the site of an infection. We know about that, don't we? Now, when we see others in our family and our systems of connection who are suffering, we oftentimes feel that ourselves, don't we? In our own hearts. And similar to that aspen grove, we then have the opportunity to rush to their aid and lift them up. Many of you, I've seen so many of you do this through For Life and through Foundation for Life. Don't you think our For Life family is a lot like that grove of aspen trees? It is, isn't it? It's For Life. For Life is its own individual organism, but it's made up of each of us, those individual aspen trees. But we're all rooted together. We're rooted together in our mission. What's our mission? To make the world a better place. Together building people through sharing what For Life has to offer. And by inviting others to become part of this organism, to bring their trees to our grove, become part of it. When we started For Life 25 years ago, David connected with a remarkable product, For Life Transfer Factory. But you know what? Initially, we had no one to share this with. We had to connect people to this product, one person at a time. I remember holding meetings in our homes. Some meetings, we only had one person. One person, one tree. But that connection with that one person was as important as if that one person had been 1,000. To this day, that one person still uses our products. It's a devoted user of our products and has since connected many other people within her circle of influence For Life. As a result, many people have benefited from that one person. Imagine if we just thought, that's just one person, they don't matter. For Life would not be what it is today. We should never doubt the impact just one meaningful connection can have on the rest of our lives. You know, sometimes even very simple connections can be powerful. There's so many forces in life today that want to divide us. They want to disconnect us. It's important that we recognize those things in life that might tear us apart and know the things that will bring us and keep us together. Kindness. Kindness is one of the key ways to bring us together, to keep people together. I'm always amazed at how powerful connections can be made in such small and simple ways. Have you noticed how you feel when someone takes the time to make eye contact with you when they're talking to you? It makes you feel like they really value you and listen to you. Even strangers that you meet during the day, how much more meaningful are those little connections when we make that kind of contact? Have you noticed what it means to people when you ask them their name and you remember the name the next time you see them? This is hard for me. I get kind of nervous when I meet somebody for the first time and I don't always hear and remember their name. But David's really good at this. I've watched him. He'll write that person's name down after he has met them. And I'm learning from that. How about smiling? Smiling. I see you smiling. Smiling is another way, a great way to connect. Thank you. Even if it's just a fleeting moment between two people on the street. I see some of your smiles now, and that's really helping me to feel more connected to you right now. Thank you. Now, not too long ago, I want to tell you about a really insignificant, small connection I experienced a few months ago. But it meant a lot to me. I was in the drive-through pickup area of a grocery store. So I'm sitting in the driver's seat and the worker is loading my groceries into my car. A worker who had special needs was helping me. Now he heard the music that I had playing in my car while he was loading the groceries. He commented to me on how much he liked the music. Something in that music connected with him. He asked me what the name of the artist was in the music, and I told him. I asked him why he liked it. And just for a few moments, we connected. Just as human beings, not just as a grocery worker and a customer. He told me that he owned a CD player. So I went home, and the next time I got him that CD, the next time I went to the store, I gave it to him. And he was thrilled. Now, every time I see that worker at the store, we have a special little connection. Now, is that world changing? It's a simple connection. Maybe you don't think it's as powerful as nuclear fusion is. But for me, it felt a lot more like this connection. A special connection, connecting us to the divine. Simple human connection. Now, special connections, isn't that what core life is all about? We connect with people. We connect them to make something better in their lives. How else can we connect with others? Okay, I think you're going to find this as interesting as I did. Do you know that scientists have studied the effects of storytelling? This is cool. Listen to this. In one study, scientists hooked two people up to an MRI machine. One was the storyteller, and one was the listener. And then they measured what areas of the brain were affected while the story was being shared. Do you know what? Scientists could see that during the storytelling process, the areas of the brain that process language and information were activated. But you know what? So were the areas that process emotion and movement, especially during the parts of the story that were highly emotional. That's powerful. But what's even more incredible was how the two people, the storyteller and the listener, synced up. Their brain waves and brain patterns began to mirror each other. It's crazy. Remember E.T. and Elliot in the movie E.T.? How they were connected and they felt the same things. So while this was happening, with the storyteller, it was as if they had shared the same life experience. Their nervous system reacted that way, even if the events only actually transpired for one person. So the scientists then hypothesized that the effects of syncing up or connecting with someone over a story, a shared story, not only affects them while it's happening, but it lasts long after the story is told. They believe that these emotional responses can quite literally change someone's mind long term, causing them to become more aligned as individuals. That's amazing. What are the ramifications of that in our relationships? To think by sharing our stories, we connect in a very real and physical sense. I think about some of our top leaders here who have over the years shared their own inspiring stories. And think about what that's meant to all of us, to all of the people around them. Think about Platinum Elite Juan Rosado, for example. What a story! I remember the first time I heard his story when he was working as a security guard, but he had big dreams and goals. He wanted a better life for his family. Where his story has brought him today. One day he was introduced to For Life by our very own Dr. Emilio Navarez. Wow.